He said to him, "You must love Jehovah your God with your whole heart, and with your whole soul, and with your whole mind. This is the greatest and the first commandment. The second like it is this: you must love your neighbor as yourself. On these two commandments, the whole law hangs, and the prophets." Mathew 22, 37 through 40. What does it mean to love Jehovah God with your whole mind, with your whole soul, with your whole heart? It means to have deep roots in Jehovah. It means to be well vested and invested in Jehovah. To have interest, well invested, and to be delighted in Jehovah God. Some people feel that way about stocks. Some people feel that way about their children. Well invested, giving their whole energy, and certain things that should have a deeper presence sometimes don't, because they're so narrow-minded that they don't balance it. They're so focused on that pursuit. They even forget about themselves pursuing that, and then later on wonder what happened to the rest of their life that they didn't focus on. Jehovah God asks us to focus on Him as priority, but He did not say forget about everybody else. The second commandment that is like it, according to verse 39, the second like it is this: you must love your neighbor as yourself. On these two commandments, the whole law hangs, and the prophets. So we cannot claim to love God without proof. And what's the proof? To love our neighbors as ourselves. Well, we have to love ourselves too. But how we show that we love Jehovah is by how we express it towards others, that love, because that's a project. It's not charity. It's a project in developing our skills and then showing it. Then we have to show it to someone as evidence to Jehovah God. Look, I didn't do this like I usually do when people make me upset. I didn't put my fist through the wall. I didn't go drinking. I didn't go drinking and driving. I didn't load my pistol. The proof of what we are developing towards Jehovah is how we express it towards others. And we don't have to do it in a self-righteous way, because that sometimes is often so phony and unacceptable to Jehovah God. The pretense of love. He says, when you spread a banquet, don't just invite the wealthy, invite the poor. And you say, I don't want to invite the poor. Why would I invite them? That's how you're going to prove it to Jehovah. But not by false charity, but how you extend your love evenly across the board. Here is a counsel that we need to consider about showing love. Jesus Christ said in Matthew 10, verse 16, He says, "Look, I'm sending you forth as sheep amidst wolves. Therefore, prove yourselves innocent as a serpent, and yet," it says, "cautious as a serpent, and yet innocent as a dove." That's what it actually says. That's very important, because in showing love, we don't want to be idiots and get run over. We need to exercise caution and somehow maintain enough innocence for it to be real, the expression of love. Also, what does it mean to love Jehovah God with a complete heart? Chronicles 16:9, 2 Chronicles 16:9 says, "For as regards Jehovah, His eyes are roving about through all the earth to show His strength in behalf of those whose hearts are complete towards Him."